Welcome to Dynamic Project Group. Today, we are going to see a question answer session on topic understanding the process of cold box core manufacturing. And with us today is our expert speaker, Mr. Gore from Belgaum, Shanti. I'm Sandeep Kulkarni. Welcome you for this
Thank
question
you.
answer session. Welcome, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sandeep Kulkarni.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We have a lot of questions from various members of the group. So we have collected all the questions, and based on that, we are going to take today's session on question answer session. The first question is: what are different stages in cold box core manufacturing?
Actually, cold wash manufacturing process start with the selection of sand, that is the silica sand, then mixing of additives, then core venting, then shooting area calculations and location for that. Then core shooting or blowing, reinforcement for the cores. Then it comes to coating and baking of the cores. Then core cleaning, finishing, and core inspection. These are the different stages in core making.
Okay, sir. Next question is: what should be the shooting time, and is there any formula or thumb rule for arriving at a shooting time for specific core?
Actually, shooting time has a no formula because shooting time is depends on the machine, but it must be around 1 to 2 seconds maximum.
1 to 2
And
seconds maximum.
it varies with machine to machine.
So it depends on core or machine efficiency.
Only machine efficiency.
Okay. So size of core or volume of core doesn't matter much on the.
It doesn't matter. Even though this course size is 1 kg or 100 kg, that it machine shooting time will be 1 to 2 seconds only.
And number of cores or multiple, you can say manifold kind of system, it will also have a same shooting time.
Same. Because see, if you are having one match pad, whatever one core was plain, and even though there are more cavities, shooting time will be same.
Okay. So how should be the pressure while shooting the sand? What should be the pressure expected when we shoot the sand?
Actually, our line pressure should be 7 bar. It is always 7 bar, but 6.5 to 7 bar is required.
6 to 7 bar is required.
6 to 7 bar.
Next question is: why it is necessary to remove the top layer of the sand after shooting?
Actually, it is not necessary because top layer of sand get hardened when it is come with the contact of amine. If we avoid that, it is not necessary to remove the sand of top layer.
It is not necessary to remove the sand.
No, not necessary because but sand should be always close and it should not come with the contact with the amine. So amine extraction is very important after the gassing.
Because we have seen the person is flushing the sand when after the shooting before he puts up the amine plate onto the core box.
No, actually amine is shooted through with gas only. So amine should sand get layer or hardened when amine is getting contact with them. We have to avoid that. Then it is not necessary to remove the layer.
Okay. Next question is regarding to amine. That is, what is LP and HP? We are always listening to these terms in cold box core. What is the LP time? Yes. What is the HP time? So what is that LP and HP?
Actually, HP is a high purging time and LP is a low purging time. Why it is different? Because what is this LP and HP? LP is a low purging. That means first you have to shoot the sand at very low pressure. That is hardly 1 to 1.5 bar. Why? Because if you shoot at very high pressure, because of the high pressure, there may be create a gap or blow in that cavity because of high pressure. Therefore, low purging is done with very low pressure, hardly 1 or 1.5. Then you have to give the full pressure for high purge. That why it is high purge is required, because with high pressure, all amine has to pass through whole core.
So to harden the top
Am I
portion
clear?
of the core, LP is required, and to pass the entire amine through the core, HP is required.
Yes, yes, yes. Only harden the that blow area. Only harden that blow area. LP is required, and to
Oh,
cure whole core, high pressure is required.
okay. How much amine is required to be estimated based on core weight? Is there any formula, any such guideline for that?
Yes, yes, yes. It is there. Actually, very standard formula is for 1 kg 1 ml. That means 0.1% is required. But generally in practice, it comes around 0.15% or 0.2%.
Because of leakages or any other reason?
It depends on the core shape, length of the core, intricacy of the core. It has a variation dimension, design of the core, and even passing passage of the amine through the cores. All these parameters has a, but it should not go more than 0.2. If it is more than 0.2%, that means somewhere leakage is there.
Okay. Next question is
But
normally
in ideal
amine. Yeah.
condition,
Yes, sir.
but in ideal condition, people say that it should be 1 ml for 1 kg.
Okay. Ideally.
But that is ideal condition.
Okay. Normally, amine received in a liquid state when we received it in the store, and then we purge it into the gas form when we purge it into core. Why gas form is required? Why
Yeah.
can't we use the liquid form of the amine? Is number one, and what should be the arrangement we made to convert that amine liquid into gas, and what precaution has to be taken
See,
during
when
all
you
these
are
arrangements?
okay. Yes, yes, yes. See, you are passing the liquid amine through core. If core length is very bigger, so see which is the area contact with amine will get hardened. So
Okay.
you require more amine. Therefore, you have to make it in gaseous stage, and you have to purge with the gas. With your line pressure, it is maybe 6 bar or 6 to 7 bar. Therefore, we have to go for gas stage. Otherwise, very more quantity of amine may be required for that.
And what is the arrangement we made to convert that liquid state to?
Actually, there are certain chambers are there. Heaters are provided for that chamber. Amine is passed through that chamber, and that chamber temperature always maintained above 83 to 110 degree. In this temperature, amine is always in gas stage. If you go the temperature above that, again it becomes liquid. Or if you come below 83 or 87, around 83, it again come to the liquid stage. So we have to maintain that temperature.
Okay, and as you say, the amine can be used in liquid state. It requires more. So you can say because of gaseous weight, it is a probability that helps to reduce the amine consumption.
Yes, it is. You have to reduce the amine consumption. Otherwise, your mass, that volume will be more required, because if you want to make core manually and if you put in the amine in liquid stage, so you have to spread it all this area. Whereas if you close the box and if you pass through with air, it will require minimum quantity.
What should be the temperature of amine gas poured into the core? As you say, I think
Uh,
83 is the minimum. And what should be the maximum?
uh, Actually, some people keep at 83 or some people maintain at 87. So 83 to 110 degrees should be the temperature of that chamber. That means heater.
Okay,
From that amine should pass.
pass.
Because at that temperature only amine will be gas stage.
How to define time of purging?
Actually, see, amine purging is you have to pass the amine through that area. See, low purge means just it may be 1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That should not be more than that, low pulse time. But high pulse time, you have to think it what is the weight of the core and what is the length of the core and size of the core. It varies with the core to core with weight.
What should be the
But
pressure?
total
Yeah.
amine, see, if you have to amine discharge, you have to calibrate, and you know how much amine is coming per second.
Okay.
So how much amine is required? Suppose I am considering I require 0.2% amine. So
Okay.
that 0.2% amine for that much quantity of core or weight of the core, how much amine is required, I should know. So for depend on that, I can keep purging time.
Okay. Next question is what should the pressure at which amine purging is effective?
Okay, I already told that for low purge, one minimum pressure 1 to 1.5 bar. For that
Okay.
high purge, 6 to 7 bar is what is our line air pressure.
Regular line air
But
pressure.
we have to take care that amine, that air what we are supplied to cold wash, it should be always dry air.
Okay. It should be dry air.
It should be always dry.
Wet air is not recommended.
Yes, wet coal, because then again that wet water in the that air, amine will be again go in again liquid stage, and
Liquid
then
stage.
when you
Okay.
shoot the core, you will see that white dots are at the shooting point.
Okay. Sir, we are listening about the term as a curing time in making of cold box. So, what is that term curing time? Why it is required, and how much curing time should be kept for making a good quality of coal? Is any guideline for that?
Please repeat the question.
This is curing time. We have heard the word curing time, term curing time in during the cold
Yes.
box core making. So, in what should be the why the curing time is required, and what should be the curing time we can keep for getting good quality of core?
See, again, this is a consumption of, see, curing is you have to pass the amine from the through the core. So, see, it depends on the weight of the core. See, when you calibrate the discharge of amine, you know that suppose 4 cc or 8 cc, depends on the what is the unit you have selected. How much discharge is from that amine unit, and
Okay.
if my core is around 50 kg, so if I require 0.2%, that means 50 into 0.2. What
Okay.
is around 10 seconds. So I have to keep the 10 seconds. Like this, we have to calculate on that. Our aim should be my amine should not go more than 0.2%. And on you have to calibrate it with your amine discharge unit.
Okay.
So amine discharge unit calibration is very important.
So how what is coming out per second? Is that we have to verify?
Yes, how much milli amine is coming while
Coming.
discharge for 1 second, how much milli it is coming from
Coming.
that.
That
And
calibration
you
is
know
required.
that I should not go more than 0.2 or point. People go up to 0.2 by while calibration, but
Okay.
up to point is real consumption, ideal consumption, you can say, in our Indian foundries.
Okay. Normally, we see the amine gas is been purged from the top. Whether it is
Yes.
possible to purge it from the
Yes.
bottom as well.
Yes, yes. See, if you are having a core and if you are keeping the mandrel to make a hollow core, you can purge in bottom also, no
Okay.
issue. But your whole after passing the amine, discharge should be from one location only, and that should be all from the bottom. Because amine, if you go for the top, again it may affect to your sand also.
Okay.
So even you can put on side also, depend on the design of core. People are making mandrels from side also or from bottom also. So you can do that. People are doing that also. Like big housing cores of tractors who are making hollow, they are mandering gassing from some part from bottom also, mainly from top.
So it
And you
can be
can give
done
more
in.
like multiple locations also for more if you want to make core hollow.
Okay.
But that provision we have to make.
Okay. The core box.
Okay.
Okay. Sand user specification for effective material consumption. That is A phase moisture, clay content, etc. What should be the effective specification you can guide for getting good quality of core?
So you to get a good quality of a core, generally people use around 50 to 57 for automobile, and for bigger casting, people are using from 48 to 55. So it depends upon what is the quality of casting and surface finish requirement you can select. But general automobile prefer 52 to 57 AFS. And addition of resin and hardener, it is recommended always 0.8%. But some people are offsetting it also, because hardener is a little bit costly. So they point some not 5 they are reducing. Suppose I am keeping 0.8 resin. So some people are keeping that 0.75 or 0.7 also, that part B.
Hardener. And what should be the moisture and clay content in the sand that is recommended?
There should be judo moisture, and actually both moisture and clay are not recommended. It should be if you maintain it zero, you will it is better. How much, if clay is more, it will consume your resin and you will not get the effective strength. Generally, people say that 0.2 clay content will be accepted.
So what should be the mixing time for mixing of this sand for core making, coal box core making mainly?
If it is as minimum as possible is better, but I think 1 mm is 1 second, 1 minute is also sufficient.
Okay. And is there any requirement of pre-mixing and post-mixing certain
No. So
stages?
See, no, not required like this. You can discharge both as simultaneously also.
Because what I
Generally,
have,
what people does,
yeah,
because part B addition is lesser, so people add first part B
okay,
because it get mixed thoroughly, and then add part A
okay.
like this while making a sequence.
Because I've seen the
But
people are
some people are adding simultaneously also.
okay. Because I've seen
If you
people
are there,
are mixing the sand first and then part A for some time and then wait for some time and then add part B and then again mixing.
no, but what is recommended, which is the lesser, you should add first, because it will be get mixed, and which is more, you have to add more afterwards.
Afterwards.
So if we both are equal, there is no problem. You can
We
add
can
part A also or part B
simultaneously,
also.
simultaneously.
Yes, no issues.
What is
Until and
this?
unless it is doesn't come in the contact with amine, it will get not hardened.
Okay,
So there should not be issue for that, for mixing sequence.
okay. What is the scratch hardness requirement of the cold box core?
Actually, okay, scratch hardness is see what is that? Yeah, it's the meaning of that means it's the only handling strength of the core. So if your handling is less, I think 45 is also recommended. But your handling is more, generally people standardize above 55.
And how? What is the trend with respect to time? The scratch hardness increasing,
Uh,
decreasing? What is the trend?
Actually, see, scratch hardness after 4 hours, there will be only increase by 5 to 10 numbers. Otherwise, you will not get much difference in that.
Okay, it will be uniform.
Because now there is trend is, because after making the core, immediately people are sending for painting and immediately passing through the oven for drying, and it is goes immediately to the use also. So after making of the core, within 1 or 2 hours also people are using the course.
Okay, so it
But
can be
if
used
you keep the
immediately.
course, yes, you can use immediately,
And
no
what should be
issues.
the bench life of the core?
Generally, storage life better, 48 hours is better. But
Okay,
it depends again your humid condition, where it is, because humidity at Bombay will be different, at Delhi will be different. Some different places is different. But some people are using for 6 days also.
so it absorbs the moisture. That is affecting
Yes,
the
yes.
bench life. Affecting the bench life.
Yes, it affects because of humidity absorb the. It is a hygroscopic material. Resin is.
Yeah.
So it absorbs the moisture. So it get your strength loses. Therefore, it should be as early as possible. Or if you keep for more days, if you warmly dry it, you can use it. You have to ensure that there is no moisture.
Next question is whether we can use Colbach core in painted condition or we can use it unpainted as well. So what is the difference and when we have to go for painting?
Actually, see, painting, why painting is required? Painting is required to increase the surface finish and you have to make the core impermeable. After painting, that permeability of a core becomes on lower side. So actually, it depends on the requirement. Or if you are making in design or some, if internal surface finish is not required mandatory, then you can go for without painting also. But for automobile casting, if you are making heads and block and other things, you have to 100% you have to paint the core.
So permeability means the whatever amine or chemicals are there that gases can be come out and mix with the metal. So because of painting, that those gases mixing with the metal is stopped because of that layer, isn't it?
Yes, that is a yes, that is the main reason because core become because one paint layer is there
Yes.
and it stops gases to come from that. So if you make drill at side print or anything, gas will pass through that. That was the main purpose of that painting.
And how much time is required after painting? We can use the core.
Pardon, repeat the question.
How much
How
time
much?
is required after painting the core? Whether you can use it immediately or we have to wait for a certain time.
Yes. If after painting, if you dry it and you have to after drying, you can use it immediately. No issue because if moisture is removed, there is no harm in using. But core should not be more hot because if you are using in green sand, there is more tendency that moisture will absorb if it is hot. So the temperature should be above 10 degrees ambient temperature while using the cores.
Okay.
That means
Uh,
you can easily handle the core.
okay. You recently say that we use painting to avoid the gases coming out of the core and it mixes with the metal. So for that, we normally paint the
Yes,
core. So what is the gas content in the coal box and how do we
yes.
compare this coal box core with the Novec, CO2 and shell core with respect to gas content?
See, cold wash gas should not be more than 9 to 10 cc per gram.
Okay.
Whereas in shell, it depends on the resin percentage is used for shell core making. In
Yes.
shell, you will get more than 20 to 25 cc per gram. But
Okay.
in cold wash, it is very less compared to that.
And
Generally,
CO2
and Novec also, it is around same.
same as coal box.
Yeah, same as a cold.
And CO2?
CO2 is a lesser. There is almost a very low gas is available because we are using only sodium silicate.
Okay.
So sodium silicate has no gases. So I think it is below minimum. I don't know exactly, but these are the lesser than cold box.
Okay. So if you take Colobos score with respect to productivity, surface finish, catch hardness, bench life, and painting required or not. So how you compare this Colobos score with the shell core and Novec core specifically with
See,
respect to
Nobe
productivity?
core generally, okay, Nobe core generally the people are not using for any machines. So Nobe core always go for manual.
Okay.
So their productivity is very less. Whereas in cold wash machines are used,
Okay.
cold wash and shell. So productivity is in cold box and shell are better. But shell
Then
required curing time, minimum 2 to 3 minutes.
okay.
Then whereas in cold wash, within 1 minute cycle you can make any heavy weight of cores also. So you
Okay.
will always get more productivity in cold wash, and therefore it is more preferable course in industries. See,
Let's
cell core, why people goes where dimensional accuracy or surface internal surface is required. So people goes for shell.
so, so
Otherwise, now some foundries even water jacket course also making in code box
okay.
because
So
of their better handling system. And
with respect to surface finish, shell core are better than cold box and Novec.
yes, 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 nice. Because see, while shell core making generally basic sand is used more fine, that is above 70,
Yes,
75 AFS.
yes.
So definitely you get a very good surface finish in that.
Okay,
And shells are also most of the time used with painting only. So you
okay,
get more better inter surface finish in shell as compared to cold wash.
okay. Next is this scratch hardness. What is the difference in
Scratch and means scratch and is actually in shell you will get more because it is a very hardcore as
okay,
compared to cold wash.
okay,
And Novak and cold wash almost are in same range.
and bench life?
Bench life sale is having more because you can keep how long you can keep. That means
Okay,
4 months or 6 months also.
okay,
Because it doesn't absorb moisture from because this is not hygroscopic material.
okay. Cold
So
box
it
and
depends on that how you can use it. Whereas
no,
cold wash course people recommend you should be within 6 days.
yes, and no bake.
Novik also you can keep up to 6 days because as it is the ramming is very less, but it is better you use as early as possible, not more. But if you want to store for 6 days, you can use it after 6 days also.
Okay. So painting, we have two types of painting. Normally, you use is water base and alcohol base. That is thinner base.
Yeah,
So what
yeah.
should be in full box, shale, and no bake? How we compare it? Where which type of paint we can use in full box, no bake, and shale? Is there any such a recommendation or anything, any guidance on that?
Yes, sir, there are there is no hard and fast rule for that. But see, it depends on the what is the facility you are having and what is the requirement. Suppose Novak or Kurva score, if you want to use immediately, so these people generally use water base, but
Okay,
shell also water base. But some people are using that alcohol base because they don't have ovens or drying facility or capacity is less. So for fast use for smaller quantity, people use alcohol base. But as far as surface finish is concerned, in water base you will get always a good surface finish.
so water base core paint is better than thinner base or alcohol base.
Yeah, always. For as far as surface finish is required, water-based paint is always better than thinner base.
Okay. So these are the some of the questions which we have gathered from our group. And thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your expert guidance and opinion on these questions. And hope the participants and the members will get benefited from this your thought process and your answers. They will help. They will get some help to improve their processes. They will get help to correct their processes. In fact, and thank you very much once again for your very valuable time and support to us.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
I am
sir. Thank
always
you.
available on my phone number. This any
Yes.
questions or queries if you are having about this course, I am ready to help.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.